Knicks fans, welcome back to another session of Knicks Couch Report here on Knicks Bros TV. Here's another Google Hangout with my brother and I. Currently, my brother is driving from New York to home. But before we get kind of started with my brother and kind of get him involved into today's show, I'm going to let you guys know the topics that we're going to discuss in today's broadcast. Basically, first and foremost, we're going to talk a little bit about the New York Jets. Obviously, everybody knows the Jets lost against their rival, the Patriots, to 17-16. What a disappointing loss, just for the fact that it was our last home game. It could be Rex Ryan's possible last home game as well, and we couldn't come out and be able to deliver for him. What can I say? I mean, Geno Smith, for the most part, did okay. And the reason why I say that is because we've seen terrible performances from Geno Smith, and what we saw yesterday, that's okay for him. Our defense, for the most part, like they have this season, have showed out for us. They were able to sack and rush Tom Brady left and right. Tom Brady really didn't have much time to be able to do anything. But, you know, what basically came down to, we intercepted Tom Brady with about 5 minutes left, and all Geno Smith had to do was maintain control of possession and be able to run down the clock for us to be able to get a decent field goal, in which we weren't able to because he gave up a sack for 13 yards, which allowed that field goal going from about being 40 yards to 52 yards, and which we all know Nick Folk missed that field goal. So that's basically it about Rex Ryan's last home game. I really believe that he will be fired, and this is where I know I've seen other Jets video makers also make this comment as well, but this is where we all tend to divide. Reason why I say that is, here's the thing: if Johnson wants to keep Rex Ryan, he'll keep the entire team. He'll still have he doesn't have to rebuild too much. All he's got to do is just be able to get some draft picks for the defensive backs. Yeah, maybe, I don't know, do something about the quarterback position, and we should be back up and running. But if you were to fire Rex Ryan and keep John Idzik, you will lose the entire team. And then you have to go into about another 4 to 5 year rebuilding mode. No coach in his right mind is going to come to this circus. Rex Ryan is very passionate about the New York Jets. He's very passionate about his players. And all you have to do is to be able to bring in a general manager that's willing to really just follow Rex Ryan's lead and be able to get him those key players in the defensive back, maybe a wide receiver, and definitely a quarterback. And your rebuilding state will go from maybe 2 years, from 5 years down to 2 by keeping Rex Ryan. So that's my argument. I really think Rex Ryan has done a tremendous job as a coach, and especially the games where it's come down to a couple of points has been the reason, because we haven't had enough talent to be able to last us the game. So that's really my take as far as that's concerned. And another article came out today about, I believe, a Charlie Casserly, in which is going to be hired by Woody Johnson to be a consultant, meaning he's going to be helping Woody Johnson make these certain decisions of whether to fire John Idzik or Rex Ryan. This guy has been part of the Washington Redskins. He's been a GM there, and he's been a GM for the Houston Texans. One interesting thing I do want to mention about this guy is Bill Belichick actually came out and basically stated that he's got no respect for this Charlie Casserly guy, and he never steps his foot on the field. He's very divided from the players. And right away, I'm scratching my head, and I'm like, well, I really don't like Belichick, but if you look at Belichick, he's done a tremendous job in New England, and sometimes, he probably recognizes something that we don't. And to bring in a guy like that reminds me a lot of John Idzik, kind of scares me. So, and you want to kind of get away from that as well. because Rex Ryan's personality is a whole different thing. So that's basically it. My perspective is John Idzik's got to go. Keep Rex Ryan and keep the rebuilding mode to a very minimum. Please leave me your comments at the below of the channel. Sorry, a little freeze there. So now I'm going to go ahead and introduce my brother, and he's currently driving. Hello, sir. How's it going?
Hey,
all right. Well,
how you guys doing? I was listening to the comment about the Jets, and I think you guys are a couple of defensive players and a good quarterback away from going back to the championship game. And I think you should keep Rex Ryan, but in my opinion, Idzik has to go. I mean, it's been 2 years. He hasn't done nothing for your team. So, I agree definitely with your opinion. Keep Rex. He's passionate. He knows what's going on. He has a good defense going. He's missing a couple of pieces on defense and maybe a couple of pieces on offense. A good quarterback, another good receiver. So that said, that's my my take on the Jets.
Here's the thing. I mean, if we're going to get a quarterback, who are we going to get? I mean, it's like, are you going to draft another quarterback? Mariota's the same mobile quarterback. Michael Vick won't stay another year. He's already talking about I'd love to play for the Washington Redskins. Geno Smith has to go for sure. What are you going to do? Get a veteran quarterback? I mean, I know Hoyer has been thrown around. What are you going to get? Jay Cutler? So the quarterback position for the New York Jets is very, very difficult. And at the same time, I'm very impressed with Percy Harvin. I mean, he's been playing good these couple of games, but he doesn't have that size that we tend to see in the NFL. So that's kind of my take on that. And as far as talking about the other side of the football, the New York Giants were in a huge scuffle against the St. Louis Rams. What's your take on that?
Well, Giants been winning 3 games in a row, and the team is kind of coming together. Actually they're coming together as a team. And yesterday, on Sunday, when Odell Beckham Jr. got pushed out of bounds, and then he got pushed late. It was nice to see that the players come to his defense and defend him. And I don't mind those brawls and those scuffles because it brings a team together. And it was nice to see them protecting a rookie like that. And even though after the game, Tom Coughlin kind of chewed him out, but he backed him up.
Yeah.
He chewed him out just for him to be more professional and think about the team, rather than retaliating. But also backed him up, which was good to see. To be honest, I think next year with the 1 or 2 draft picks on the defensive side, with Cruz coming back, Odell Beckham Jr., already showing superstar signs. I mean, he missed 4 games, but he's already at 1,000-yard receiving. So with all that, I think the Giants gonna be fine. If we get the offensive line fixed, a couple of defensive players, I think we should do fine next year.
What's amazing to me is we'll jump to the New York Knicks side of the ball game now. Since the football season's kind of coming to an end, our entire focus on this channel for the most part is the New York Knicks. That's why you see a lot of Knicks coverage. Obviously, the NBA trade is coming up, but before I kind of get into that it's amazing how Phil Jackson and Derek Fisher keep preaching this game of patience and being patient with this offense. And the irony of it all is you're asking the most impatient city to be patient. I guess that's where the challenge kind of comes into play for New York and the Knicks, because at the end of the day, patient or not patient, we're 5-25. We all didn't expect to be this bad. I mean, worst thing comes worst, I expected maybe being 5 or 6 games under 500 rather to have this type of record going into and playing the next game we play against the Wizards. Then we go on a West Coast trip. We play the Kings at Sacramento, Trailblazers in Portland, and the Clippers in Los Angeles. And this only gets tougher and tougher. And since we haven't had a Mon Shumpert or a J.R. Smith, literally we have no bench. I mean, what's your take on it right now? I mean, I'm literally lost for words.
Listen, patient, and we gotta be patient. As fans, look, I know that. And Broadfield expect something good, but gotta give him time. I didn't expect it to get that big, but when you have a melody,
your voice is breaking up.
What happened?
Your voice is breaking up.
Okay, is it better now?
Yeah, it's better now. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, when you have a hurt mellow, 100%. You don't have J.R. Smith. You lose him on shot. And what do you expect? What I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. So, with us getting into the NBA trade, and I know you were mentioning a couple of individuals that might be a target for the New York Knicks.
Yeah, listen, Goran Dragic are really that he likes to play for New York. Quote from Dragic this morning saying that he that he things around. He also said he has respect for Phil Jackson and things that he has done. So I feel like also think Millsap is gonna be busy.
You're breaking up.
Yeah. How about
What did you say? I don't know what you're saying.
You got to cut this and do it again.
I won't be able to cut it, so because we'll got to keep going because on the Hangouts I won't be able to edit it, which is fine.
Well,
now as far as Goran Dragic, I'm gonna pronounce his name as much as I can. Now, Steve Nash just called him the Dragon. We're just gonna call him the Dragon, all right? Because I can't pronounce his name. He's a Slovenian native. He's a point guard and also plays a shooting guard position. He's 28 years old. He was drafted by the San Antonio Spurs. He was on a second-round pick, 45th overall. So he's played a lot of European ball, overseas. And, these European players are really hungry, especially we've seen some really good results from them as well. I know the Nets signed Bogdanovic, and he was doing fairly well at the beginning of the season. I haven't really kept up with them at this point. But, I mean, whatever it takes to, turn this ball club over. But the one thing I love about the Dragon is he hustles, and he's all over on the court. He's kind of like a younger Nash, so that's something that I really like about him.
I like Dragon. He can play, he can shoot, he can drive to the basket. And one thing is that he can get without giving max up, which will save us some more money for more players.
Well, let me ask you this: Is he a short-term solution or is he a long-term solution?
Well, I didn't catch that.
That's okay. I was saying, do you think the Dragon, acquiring the Dragon in this free agency or whatever trade market in the NBA, Do you think he's a short-term solution or he's a long-term solution?
No, if you get Goran Dragic, that's going to be a long-term
Okay. All right, so
if Rondo signs a long-term cap, he's out of the market. But if he doesn't sign, then he'll have to getting for Rondo or for Dragic.
Yeah.
And I think you will put Dragon over Rondo.
Yeah. Okay. So now, kind of going into Bargnani, I know you don't think Bargnani is a huge factor as far as his return to the New York Knicks, but what do you think he can contribute to the Knicks ball club? Since obviously right now our bench is not very deep at all.
Well, obviously he's going to help a lot. Shooter, he can stretch the floor and hit some threes. I will prefer having him on the field in Dallas. So you know what? You will be affected, but unless we have it, you will not see much of a difference.
Yeah. Alrighty. Not my last video, but I guess the last solo video that I did, I basically kind of talked about Melo's underachievements as a basketball player. Now, overall, to the individuals who support Carmelo Anthony and think that he is he's not the reason for obviously poor basketball play, I just want to kind of clear the airways a little bit on that. Again, those are my opinions. You're entitled to your opinion, and so am I. I never came out and stated that Carmelo Anthony is the sole reason why we're doing bad. I said he is part of the problem. The way I grade Carmelo Anthony, and this is coming from a guy that supported Carmelo Anthony all the way through Denver, because he went to Syracuse, and you always want to see, obviously someone from Syracuse be able to succeed. And I definitely supported everything we did as a franchise, as far as the Knicks are concerned, to acquire him. Now, as far as Carmelo Anthony is concerned, the way I grade Carmelo is based on his success and how far he's come amongst the draft picks or the draft class that he came from, meaning LeBron James, D. Wade, Chris Bosh, and yada, yada, yada. And he hasn't won a championship. He hasn't went too deep into the playoffs. He has tremendously decreased as far as, his performance on the court. He doesn't hustle. He doesn't go about how he used to play when he played for Denver. And yet, I don't know. To me, honestly, has Carmelo Anthony, has he yet hit his peak yet in his basketball career? Has he?
Listen. Carmelo Anthony. Yeah, Carmelo Anthony is a good player. But there's a difference.
That's exactly what I said. I said he's a star, but he's not a superstar.
Listen, there's a reason why Michael Jordan is considered to be a great player. There's a reason why Kobe is considered to be a great player. There's a reason why Bill Russell is considered to be a great player. There's a reason why Larry Bird is considered to be a great player. Why? Because they all won championships. That is how you evaluate a player. Carmelo Anthony, everyone's talking great players, and he needs to win championships. And the way that he plays, it just doesn't translate into play. So there is no doubt that short, but there is more to basketball.
One thing I like to tell Carmelo Anthony is welcome to New York. And meaning you just got to be able to win to be able to gain respect. But I still think they're somewhere deep down inside that he might have what it takes to do the job. But I guess time will tell. We're too invested in him to be able to turn our back on him, and I believe he feels the same exact way. But again, here's the thing: if somehow, some way, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, but if he gets traded or something crazy happens, I'm not going to be disappointed. I have accepted the performance that Carmelo Anthony has given us the past 3 years, and I'm okay with it. And I want people to remember this. When he joined that team, I believe, was it in 2012? 2011, 2012 was it? I'm not exactly sure, but when he joined that team was kind of already ready to go. I mean, Stoudemire joined that team. We were just one piece away to, going as far as we did that year. And, that's exactly what happened. Carmelo Anthony came on board. We got, J.R. Smith and Chandler, and next thing you know, we were up in the playoffs and doing what the Knicks do best. So, the fact that we're at the stage that we are, I think overall as fans we just need to stay more patient, and I guess in the long run with Phil Jackson's plan, the Knicks should be back where they're supposed to be. So that's my take on it.
Definitely. Gotta stay patient. Personally, frustrated watching it. Sometimes I want to head against a wall.
That's why you're wearing a hat, right?
Yeah, exactly. I got so many bruises on my. But you know what? I believe in Phil. He's there now. As much as. And hopefully they can put a good product on the floor. Not this year. Not fading up this year.
One key thing as far as Carmelo Anthony is concerned, I want to mention this. Nowhere do I criticize his individual play. He's a heck of a player one-on-one. Very tough to guard. He's got what it takes. But is he a team player is what I'm questioning. There's a huge difference. If there's a one-on-one, I'm picking Carmelo Anthony. But if it's 3-on-3, 5-on-5, I'd rather pick MJ or Kobe Bryant because they're making the players around them better.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly. What the point is. That's not individual. Don't talk any individual. That team. We love the Knicks. The fans of New York Knicks. The Knicks are built out of one, more than one player.
You're breaking up totally now. And we have lost him.
What happened?
We lost you for a bit. You back? Okay.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, basically what I'm saying is we are all about the team, not the individual.
Let me do this. Let me actually call you from your cell phone, and I'll put you on speaker because you're getting cut off.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So you might want to mute this or. Sorry about that, guys.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'd rather do this because the other way around, I could barely even hear you.
Yeah, well, basically, like I said, what I'm saying is, our channel, our as a fan, not about the New York Knicks team, not about any individual.
Yep.
It's about the New York Knicks. And it's not about Carmelo Anthony only, it's not about yards, it's about the team put together.
Yep.
And it's not one player, because that player is not makes the team better. It's not how the team. And that's that's the major issue about Carmelo Anthony. That's I don't think he's that team player that he needs to be, especially in the triangle offense.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something to really judge again. That's system. Just gotta give him more time, and hopefully match focus on the players.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, this is what we see so far. And hopefully later on, down the road, later on, maybe next year, you have something better about the team.
Yeah, that's one thing that, and you know what? To give him the benefit of the doubt, that knee might be hurting him a lot, you know, and I'm pretty sure it is. So I don't know. I guess it's just one of those things where we'll just wait to kind of evaluate during the season and see how we can turn things around. But definitely, no matter what, I don't think we should tank the entire season just for the fact that, you know, this fan base has been through hell and back with this franchise, and especially the entire 2000s all the way till 2011. New York Knicks have been awful. I mean, ever since Ewing retired, we haven't been able to see much progression. So I definitely don't think we should tank the entire season for a draft pick, just for the fact that the fan base is going to get restless. I know there's a lot of shareholders that are losing tons of money based on the Knicks' performance.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't agree with tanking either, but I really don't see us tanking. I mean, I just see us play and not being able to close when it comes to the fourth quarter. And that's because out here we don't have enough players to stay fresh. We got too many injuries, you know, and then we can't pass up with you know, so, you know, either way, whatever you finish the season, I guess, too early to really, you know, judge what's still done, what Gary Fisher done, you know, so we have to be patient, we have to see what's going to happen in free agency, what's going to happen during this, you know, trading session, you know, all in all, like I said, like Phil said, like Greg said, you know, we got to be patient. I know we are a fan base that has almost no patience at all. But, you know, there's nothing else we can do but just watch the game, be frustrated, you know, and then just hope that Phil Jackson can pull Magic, you know, out of his hat or something and make it seem better next season. So which you had some options like, you know, Dragon and Rondo, Gasol, Paul Millsap. So let's wait and see, and then, you know, we'll be able to judge the team better next year.
What's your take on Josh Smith being waived?
That's amazing, man. You imagine how bad was that team or his personality or what kind of, you know, locker room guy he is, that they released him or they waived him, owing him $26 million. You know, meaning that they still have to pay him $26 million for the next 2 years, but they didn't want him in the team.
Well, here the Hawks traded him and never looked back, and everybody was like, "What's going on?" And the Hawks sometimes you look at the moves that they make, and the team they have right now is just amazing. They're so under the radar, and they're like what, second or third in the East right now.
Absolutely. I mean, just you know, not something to take away from his talent, but he's not the person that I want in my team. You know, I think he's a you know, bad influence and a bad locker room guy. And you know, when he was in Atlanta, he had problems with the coach. You know, there was all this drama about him in Atlanta. You know, there was a whole bunch of drama about him in Detroit. So it's you know, it's not the person that I really want on the team.
Yeah.
I think there are out there that we could acquire, you know, than somebody like Justin.
Okay. Well, that's all that we have for you guys today. Definitely, you know, thank you guys for watching, you know, our channel. This is something that my brother and I really enjoy doing. If you guys want to hop on the next maybe hang out, that's totally fine. We'd love to get your perspective on things. Sorry a little bit for my brother being cut off, but he was driving, so it is what it is. But besides that, definitely comment, subscribe, and do you have anything you want to mention?
No, that's it. That's it. Thanks for watching our channel. Thanks our subscribers. They've been great. The fact that